what helped me a lot was reviewing old modalities, becoming like firmer in what I had known before, and then learning to integrate some of the new techniques in myofascial shiatsu and learning to blend all those together has been a fantastic experience.
Exactly, it's given us the opportunity to blend them and gives a much greater depth to our practice.
And for me, it was just being in class with excellent therapists and then the quality of the teachers as well. Set examples for me.
That resonates with me too, the idea of learning from each other, learning how some really skilled people work, that you're like, oh wow, I hadn't even thought of that. Especially when you start watching other people work and how they integrate, all of a sudden you get all sorts of new ideas about how to integrate that stuff.
And the touch comparisons, how everybody took the time and we weren't rushed through things, and if you weren't sure, and they would put their hands over yours or under yours and make sure you were in the right spot, and then they would work on you as well, and that really kind of melded it together and gave you the confidence to go on with it. It's given me a much greater self-confidence, whereas before a client would get up off the table and say, oh, you're really good, you're great, that was the best massage ever, and I never believed it, you know. But then after working with all the instructors here and fellow therapists, I came away actually believing that I'm good at what I do now.
You had a neat situation too, because you got to take what you were learning right into your practice, and that was a great way to cement and imagine what you're...
Absolutely, especially it being on Mondays. I started my week with all these new tools and ideas and thoughts, and I took them straight into my practice, and it was received just phenomenally by all of my clients, and they can't wait till the next time they come in, and they just want me to keep going on and on now. And so it's made huge differences in my life and theirs.
I work later in the day and later at night, so the mornings were a little hard for me, but it's 10 o'clock, so you know, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, Mondays worked for me because I have Sundays and Mondays off, so, and it was a great way to start the week as well, for sure. And then you have the whole week to study and practice and sit with what you've been given, and then be able to be prepared for the next Monday.
Yeah, Monday seems to be pretty up and day generally. It was for me as massage, it tends to be a pretty slow day. And then I was glad that it wasn't on the weekend, because you know, that way you're not having to sort out your weekends. Those are really free.
So would you recommend this training to other therapists, and why?
Absolutely would recommend it to anybody, because when you stop learning and stop growing, I think your practice would become quite stagnant and you would be losing clients in droves, because I had a busy practice before, and it just seems like the word of mouth has intensified and it has now exploded, and I can't keep up with it. Well, I'm having to, but I'm working longer hours.
Well, I would totally recommend this program. A lot of the people that I just moved here from Chicago, so a lot of the people that I could recommend it to live in Chicago, but I say to them, there's no, in my mind, there's no program out there that's like the ACT program. I remember looking for a continuing education program that was similar to like going back to school and getting this comprehensive material to refresh and renew my skills and kind of answer some questions that have come up in the years that I've been practicing so far, and couldn't find anything that existed like that until I was aware of the ACT program here in Austin, and it was one of the biggest reasons I moved here from Chicago, was to take this program so that I could study with David and Cindy and Jan and the teachers that have helped us in this program. So I highly recommend it to any therapist. It's a really incredible investment in my mind.
Yeah, I would recommend it for the quality of the faculty, the people learning from Cindy Anderson and learning from Jan and from David, and learning all the different modalities, the manifestation release, and then spending a lot of time with them, not just 1 or 2 sessions doing your trying to learn and put it all together. It makes sense that if you come with some skills and you come with some experience, you'll benefit greatly from the refresher.
Oh yeah, how could we forget Dina?
Yeah.
With Psychology of the Body, we were met every month she's a somatic therapist, to like go over things that came up with our reading in Psychology of the Body.
Yeah, I would say that really ties into what I think one of the key things that I took away from was the class with Dina. The idea that, yeah, it's important that we're learning all these modalities, and they're very useful. They come from different angles, different vantage points, and so that combining and learning from and taking from them is a very useful exercise, or it has been for me. But I think ultimately one of the key things I take away from the experience was it's not so much the modality that you're using, but who you bring to it.
Like David said, it's not the technique, it's the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the classes with Dina really focused. You can tell they're really guiding you towards that, about examining yourself, reflecting in yourself, noticing what's going on in your own body, learning where your growth edges are, where you're not being able to, what you're not seeing.
Yeah.
And so that when you come to the client that you're bringing, that you have space to hold for them.
More bandwidth.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh no, we can't touch the body without affecting the mind, because as they now know with all the new research is that it's very interconnected and the two cannot be separated.
I'd say the thing you learn from the structural teaching points was how to affect things directly, how to get in there and to really, the deep massage, and to really go for aligning the structure, so that you're not just doing Swedish and kind of hoping that things will happen, that you can get in there and you can manipulate the tissues, and you can assist people in making changes in their body.
And that we don't have to dig down with an elbow and force the tissue, that we can wait, because deep massage isn't about pressure and how deep you are, but how deeply you affect that person's tissues.